Hello, my name is Jacob Burton, and this is Unit 6 Mastery Assignment. It's going to be about Initech Sales Order Executive Summary. It's for the Data Visualization and Reporting class taught by Professor Herbert at Southwestern College Professional Studies. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. During this presentation, I am going to cover a few things. I'm going to go over the Sales Order Executive Summary, the sales report, customer report, revenue expense report, geographical sales mapping, and a conclusion. All this will be talking about this company, Initech, and how I can be helping them out in their analysis of their financials. Moving on. All right, for the sales order executive summary, I'll just go ahead and say that I would not say that it's normal for a company to experience great news when it isn't aware of its financial performance. But the good news is that this is one of those cases where it actually ends up being good news. So according to the data, Initech saw significant increases in sales performance during the years 2015 and 2016. We'll dive into the data further on in the presentation, but the big takeaway is that there's some hidden cause of the sudden increase in performance from 2014 and 2015. And because of that, Initech should consider what processes or approaches it took during 2015 and 2016 to see those increases. Moving on. All right, dive right into the sales report, right? So here we go. So looking at it, one can see that the sales trending upward at a significant angle from 2014 to 2015, and then see that they almost flatten from 2015 to 2016. This is due to the significant change from 2014 to 2015, and then a similar year from 2015 to 2016. While it looks like it might suggest poor performance, one can look at the trend line and see that Initech's performance is still trending upward. You can also see that both the sales and margin lines are matched evenly. Because they are matched evenly, this suggests that Initech is still earning good profit margins on its products, and there isn't a significant change in the cost of products. All right, moving on from our sales report, we got the consumer report. So this next chart, it represents the consumer report. It provides a few different insights into customer behavior and how significant each customer is to Initech. As was discussed during the sales report, the overall sales have increased from 2014 and are consistent with the sales seen during 2016. So looking at our charts on here, we can see that customer ID 17 is one of Initech's largest customers. It's not the biggest one. I think that ends up being owed to 12 over there, just slightly to the left of customer ID 17. So it's one of Initech's biggest customers, and you can see that there was proportional growth from 2015 to 2016. Each year, customer 17 ordered around the same number of products. Additionally, other customers seem to increase their products proportionally, or their orders rather, proportionally as well. So we can see that, it essentially kind of like what we said in the sales report, consumer reports matching it. Everybody saw a significant increase from 2014 to 15, and then about the same from 15 to 16. So we see an overall increase in the total number of products ordered, and then an increase in all Initech's various products as well. Okay, and moving on to this next chart. Sorry, there might be a weird transition there. Had some technical difficulties, but moving on to it, next is the revenue expense report. So why do we do a revenue expense report, right? We need to compare Initech's revenues to its expenses, and when we do that, it is easy to see that the company is earning about 8.5 times the amount of its products cost. So you can see it right there, the 154 million and change. divided by the 18 million in change total revenue versus unit price, so how much it costs for Initech to get it, or how much it costs Initech, its products cost Initech, and then how much money they get by selling it. So anyways, we can see that it's about 8.5 times. This number, it'll help inform Initech if it's in a good financial position or not. I also included a product popularity chart to show which products are the most popular and which are the least popular by customer order. This chart does not necessarily represent which products are the most profitable, but it shows where most of the resources for Initech are tied up. So if you look down there, you can see 1,314. Right now, the PowerPoint has my picture over the top of this chart. We'll have to move it, but I can also see 1,218, 153 up there at the top. So you can see that there's various products. So you can kind of get a sense of which ones are more significant, the more significant part of Initech's business, and which ones aren't. And that'll be important, if Initech ever looks to make improvements in the future about which, it wants to increase in areas or decrease in different areas, products and stuff. They could see which portion of their business is going to be affected probably the most resource-wise. All right, moving on to the sales mapping chart. So this last chart here, it allows executives to explore where Initech's customers are ordering their products, or where the customers are located. The filters on the side of this, it's not interactive in PowerPoint, but this would be used by executives to do a couple of things. So we've got a couple of filters on the side. The first one there on the right at the top is to filter out by product, and as you deselect or select different products, it will actually eliminate some of the countries that we see listed on here. For example, France is removed if product C is deselected. So you can see that, if you don't want business in France, or if you want to know what France is, what customers in France are purchasing, you can figure it out by doing it this way and narrow it down. So product C for France, right? It also allows Initech to see different profit ratios by each product. So like I said, this is all in Tableau on the dashboard, but as you hover over the different countries, you can see the different profit ratios. And you can also actually see down there on the bottom one of our filters, the left-hand side being green is at the lower end of the profit ratios, with the darker blues being at the right side of it. Lastly, it also allows Initech to see which countries are the most profitable. Well, I just essentially said that. You can see which ones are the most profitable by seeing dark blue, and it actually is France and Germany up there at the top. So France is one of the highest profit ratios. So, if you're talking about getting rid of profit C, then you're talking about getting rid of one of the best profit ratios that you have. So it'd be something to consider like that. Whereas if you look at Italy's coming in at the lowest, 12.4% profit ratio. Then you also have the highest being Germany at 14.7. But if you're eliminating products or adding products, you're trying to figure out which ones aren't benefiting you as much if you have to make cuts, or where, maybe you can try and make some increases, then this is a good way of doing that to see who you should be doing business with. But with this chart, Initech's executives can get a quick glimpse into which countries are most profitable by using the color coding. So it's a pretty useful tool. But even though, I guess we're just wrapping it up from here. Even though Initech was unaware of its financial situation the past few years, they're having some great success during 2015 and 2016 compared to their 2014 sales. So, we went through the different areas. We went through the summary, sales, customer, revenue, expense, geographical sales mapping, all the different reports. And the base, the bottom line up front is that Initech really needs to look at what processes or approaches were implemented during 2015 and maintained through 2016. What was different with those 2 years versus 2014 to ensure they can see similar increases in profitability, or even, once they've determined that, Initech should look to improving those approaches or processes to further increase their performance. So I appreciate you watching the presentation. Thanks for your time. See ya.